Hello fellow World of Warcraft fans, welcome back to a new video on my channel. Today it's about Turbulent Timeways, because you still have today and tomorrow to greatly increase your chances, not just double but multiply, of getting a really rare mount. And it's the last chance for the next few months to get the Illidan Glaives again. I cover all of that in this video. I would really appreciate it if you leave a like and subscribe. Let's go for 38,000. That would make me really happy. And with that, let's get started. So, as you probably know, Turbulent Timeways, the Burning Crusade is currently going on. Because we now have so many different time-walking events, it takes a really long time for this one to come back again. If you take a look at the calendar now, if I'm not mistaken, it's scheduled for sometime next year. So it's not even dated here yet. Last time, before Dragonflight was included, as you can see here, we have Classic in February, so most likely the Burning Crusade will be back at the end of February. So, if you don't use it now, you'll have to wait half a year, for example, to get the Illidan Glaives again. But let's go step by step. What do you need to do? The glaives are a bit tricky to get, so you can transmog them. It's not enough to just have both of them drop. So, all in all, step number 1, you have to run Black Temple, and you have to get both glaives on one character. And that's actually the hardest part, because Illidan only drops these things, for example, for warriors. These things can also drop for demon hunters and rogues. Did I forget anything else? I think that's actually it. If you own both of them, then you'll get this achievement here. Warglaives of Azeroth. Bearer of a set of the Warglaives of Azeroth. So, yeah, there really aren't many more tips I can give except just be lucky. I got them back then during the event. Collector's Bounty. Otherwise, I probably never would have gotten them in my life. But as you can see, after that, it took almost another 5 months until I could mog them. Because you need this achievement. I'll take care of it until it's your turn again. Or something like that. Unfortunately, the achievement is cut off. Defeat Illidan. During a time-walking event in the Black Temple after completing the achievement Warglaives of Azeroth. Accordingly, you need to have this achievement here. And afterwards, just to be sure, I also did the Illidan time-walking with the character who has the glaives. Supposedly, it's enough to just kill the boss, but I don't really trust that, so it's better to do it this way. The whole thing works by going here in Shatrath Council 5539 to the NPC Vormu. You need a group for the Black Temple. And here I would recommend that you just search for, I don't know, Time Walking or Black Temple. There are often skip runs offered there. Or in classic raids. So either custom or classic. Black Temple skip. There are people who have already prepared a lockout where only the final boss is left. You can give a tip there as a small thank you, but it's not mandatory. And that way you save yourself a whole run. So, getting the glaives. Take the character, find yourself a skip group, go in there and off you go. That's point number 1 for getting the glaives. Point number 2 also includes a very, very rare mount, which you currently have a much higher chance of getting. Namely, also through this quest here, Disturbance Detected, Black Temple. When you complete that, you'll get a cache of time-warped treasures. It contains a piece of hero gear and a chance for more forgotten curiosities. The chest always gives you loot from whichever expansion the current time-walking event is for. And through this, for example, you can get epic transmogs from the Burning Crusade raids and so on. But you also have the chance to get a really rare mount, namely Ashes of Alar. If we take a look in here, in the Burning Crusade raids, mount drops definitely weren't the norm, as we can see here. So if you take a look down here, there were a few pets. As far as I know, they can also be in this chest. But other than that, yeah, there was relatively little, with the exception of the eye. That's where Ashes of Allah drop from the final boss, Kael'thas Sunstrider. The mount has a drop chance of about 1%, so it's very, very low. But the mount can also be inside this chest. And the cool thing about this is that if you have a character who can accept this quest and get this chest, the epic one, for that, I think you had to be at least level 80 to get the epic one. But feel free to check it out. That always changes with every new add-on. Yes, you accept the quest. Then look for a skip run. Beat up Illidan. That might take about 2 minutes, turn in the quest, and with a bit of luck, you'll get the mount. So, yeah, in the end. For example, if you have 10 characters, so you have a total of 10 characters you could farm the eye with, could you then do this quest line with all 10 characters and secure 10 additional chances at the mount? I would even say that doing this quest is faster than farming the raid itself, because for that you have to defeat all 3 previous bosses, and Kael'thas has such a long dialogue sequence that you can't skip. Yeah, that way you'll most likely be faster. Here in the chest as well, the drop chance for the mount is about 1%, so it's not buffed or increased in any way. But more chances don't hurt either, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you. I've made reminder videos like this before and often read comments where people said they got the mount because of it. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for each of you. It would be really, really awesome if you get it. It's definitely a beautiful mount for your own collection and one that I use very, very often. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you. Go for it. Of course, you can keep farming the mount after the Timewalking event, but the quest won't be available anymore. That means you'll have to run the raid. And as I said, you won't be able to get the Illidan Glaives again until February. So hurry up. With that, thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video. Have a great time and take care.